So Project Latitude is not on pause, as some people have suggested after the announcement of the games that were coming to other platforms like the PlayStation. Curiously, the people who claim that it was on pause are people who are extremely dedicated to Xbox. That's a shocker. But it seems like more games, probably everything at some point, is going to come to PlayStation. And the answer to that is, well, PlayStation is just more of a successful platform. They're selling 3-to-1, 5-to-1 in some regions. Xbox, the console, is pulling out of some regions because of just no interest in it. And essentially, Microsoft is signaling that they're a third party. So, okay. But my question is, I see this influencer driven, and I'm not saying that any of these people are bad people. I don't know any of the people that say these things or do these things. I just feel confused by some of the logic, and that's what I want to talk about. So I'm a person who plays on console. I've been playing on console since I was a kid, since before the Atari, and then the Atari, from Atari all the way up till today. So I'm old. Never interested in PC. PC is not a gaming platform for me. So games that are on PC, that are also on PlayStation, they have no sway, they have no pull for me, and they don't degrade the console experience because I can only get those games on a PlayStation, on a console, because I'm a console gamer. I'm going to go where the games are in the console space. So there's this sentiment out there that games going to PC is the same as games from Xbox going to PlayStation. I don't understand that. I don't think I'll ever understand that. I do believe that there's a certain kind of mental gymnastics happening with people who are really dedicated to Xbox as a console and have been just sort of put through the ringer when it comes to all of these decisions that Microsoft's made in terms of the actual console Xbox. So and I saw someone say, again, I don't know these people, but somebody big in the Xbox, I don't even know what you would call it, Xbox YouTube or influencer driven content. They said something along the lines of this: Call of Duty is in Game Pass. Why would you buy a game if it's included in your subscription service? Okay, I could understand that. I could say, hey, here's a game I wanted to purchase. It's $70. I buy it every year. I enjoy it. But now it's in a subscription service for $250 a year. Now, you have to factor in the fact that you have to own the console to begin with, right? This is curious too, because if everything going to PC and you should just go to PC is an argument, then how do you separate the spending $500 to $600 on a console to subscribe for $250 a year to not buy a game because it's in a subscription service? It's strange. But okay, so you're not buying Call of Duty because it's in a subscription service. Why would you buy any game if it's in a subscription service? And I feel like, why would you buy any console if its games are included in another console's ecosystem? Those two things, I think, are interesting to think about and try and figure out, because on the one hand, if you're not going to buy a game, if the main driver of owning a video game is whether or not it's included in a subscription service, if that value proposition is somehow diminished or erased because a game is in a subscription service, then what about the value proposition of buying a console whose games are on another console, and that console has its own exclusive games as well that score really high and that people are excited about? I don't see how that's going to work. And I certainly don't see the mass group of people just waiting to be PC gamers, because you're seeing the PlayStation 5 outsell day and date the PlayStation 4 from last generation. It has a lead of 3-to-1 in some regions, 5-to-1 in other regions. Like I said earlier, Xbox is pulling out of some regions because of zero interest in the platform. If you're going to grow Game Pass subscribers, but you're not selling the ecosystem in the console space, who's going to subscribe to Game Pass if you own less and less Xbox consoles? PC. I don't understand this circular logic of it doesn't matter if games are on PlayStation. It doesn't matter if games are on PC. Buy a PC, don't buy a PlayStation. Exclusives don't matter. Don't buy games because they're in a subscription service, but don't worry about games that are on other platforms. It's just strange to me. So I think that the console space, it's not going anywhere. I mean, you have people who want an entire hardware segment to just vanish because Microsoft said so, or because Microsoft isn't doing well in that space. And again, you could say, well, why buy a console at all, right? Why buy anything? Everything should go away. PlayStation should stop making hardware. Xbox should stop making hardware because there are more phones out there than there are consoles, so everybody should just stream games. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's always going to be a market for people who want to play video games on a console, and those people do not care about the PC. When I had an Xbox 360 and I played Gears of War on the Xbox 360, that was an Xbox game. That was a reason for me to own an Xbox 360. That game was also on PC. They even had an exclusive Brumac level on the PC. I didn't care. In fact, I didn't even know about it until much later because most of the people I know don't care about PC. They just know console. Xbox had Gears of War. Xbox had a great IP. That was Xbox. Buy an Xbox 360 for that game. And it followed with Mass Effect and BioShock, third-party games. But because the Xbox 360 sold so well, and it was the lead platform because it sold well, another thing that you have to consider, why make a console? Why have an ecosystem? Tell everybody not to purchase it, not to engage in that ecosystem. You don't need it. But then, years later, ask developers why they aren't on the Xbox console after you've told them for years that you don't need a console. No console required. The marketing for their biggest exclusive ever, Starfield, was literally no console required. How do you grow a base of consumers in anything? A subscription service? A console? How do you grow anything when you tell people they don't need it? But then you circle back to who's going to buy a game if it's in a subscription service. I don't know. It seems very strange to me what's happening with Xbox. I have less and less reason to turn it on anymore. I just don't. I'm playing Silent Hill 2. I am excited about the $10 upgrade for Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm playing Forbidden West for the 160th hour. I'm not saying that game is great. I think Aloy is the most boring character ever. There's something about the world, the detail, the exploration, and the combat that I like. And then why would I switch to another console to play a third-party game if I'm already on the PlayStation playing these great exclusives? And why would I buy another console if I'm already on the PlayStation 5 playing great exclusives and I can play Indiana Jones, I can play Doom, I can play Starfield, I can play Halo, because all of that stuff is coming to PlayStation. So that's my question. Not that I think people who say stuff like this are strange or I want to make fun of people. I don't know these people. It's just, it baffles me when I see things like that. Why buy any video game if it's included in a subscription service, but then just buy an Xbox or a PC, but don't buy a PlayStation? I mean, if you're not buying a game because it's in a subscription service, why would you buy a console whose games are on another platform? Maybe the answer is you save money by not spending $70 up front, but you have to spend $500 or more for the console that you don't need first. Then you have to subscribe for $250 a year to play those games that you shouldn't buy because they're in a subscription service that you don't have unless you spend $500 to $600 for the console that you don't need. You see what I'm saying? So you let me know in the comment section below what you think about this. It's baffling to me. And I'm curious as to what I am missing. What am I missing with this strategy from Xbox as a console gamer? What am I missing? Tell me, because I'm interested. I could be wrong. I'm not one of these influencers that knows everything. I'm not rubbing elbows with Sarah Bond or Phil Spencer or anybody else. I just have legitimate questions when it comes to somebody who loves console gaming. And I just feel odd that I really don't have a need to buy an Xbox anymore. It's strange to me that that's the strategy. And I'm curious if I'm missing anything. So you let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this video. Do all that stuff that everybody asks you to do, like and subscribe and all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.